Dear students, in today's class you are going to learn how to calculate interest on drawings of partners if the amount is withdrawn by the partners at the beginning of every quarter or at the end of every quarter. In the previous class, I have already explained in detail, and also we have solved the problems in the previous videos that how to calculate interest on drawings of partners in case if the amount is withdrawn at the beginning of every month or at the end of every month or sometimes in the middle of every month. Under all these circumstances, you have learned how to calculate interest on drawings of partners. But in today's class, you are going to learn how to calculate interest in case if the partners have withdrawn the amount at the beginning or at the end of every quarter. Okay, let us understand what is given here in the problem. After that, we can calculate the interest. Okay, Aman and Suman are partners in a firm. Their capital balances on 1st April 2021 were rupees 5 lakhs and rupees 4 lakhs. During the year, Aman withdrew rupees 8,000 at the beginning of every quarter, and Suman withdrew rupees 6,000 at the end of every quarter. Just you see here, beginning of every quarter and end of every quarter. Calculate interest at 5% per annum on their drawings for the year ending 31st March 2022. Now, first important thing to remember here is what is the accounting year? 1st April 2021 to 31st March 2022. This is the period, okay, of 12 months for which the partners have maintained their accounts. Here, partner has withdrawn the amount at the beginning of every quarter. See here, who has withdrawn the amount in the beginning? Mr. Aman. Here, Mr. Aman has withdrawn the amount at the beginning of every quarter. Beginning of every quarter means here when the year starts on 1st April. That is why here April, May, June, 3 months we have to take. This is the first quarter. How many months are there here? 3 months, April to June. Next quarter is July, August, September. Next quarter is October, November, December. Okay, next quarter is from October, November, December. Next quarter is from January to March. See, this is the last quarter, 31st March. Okay, fine. Now you see, in the first quarter, what Mr. Aman has done, he has withdrawn rupees 8,000. Rupees 8,000 he has withdrawn. In the second quarter, he has withdrawn again rupees 8,000, and in the third quarter 8,000, and in the last quarter again rupees 8,000. Here, how much amount he has withdrawn? Rupees 32,000 is the total amount withdrawn by Mr. Aman. Okay, next one is you take Mr. Suman. Here also I write the same, this one. April to June, how much amount he has withdrawn? Rupees 6,000. Okay, rupees 6,000. Next one is July to September. Again rupees 6,000 he has withdrawn. Next one is in the third quarter, he has withdrawn rupees 6,000, and in the fourth quarter from January to March, rupees how much? 6,000. Total amount withdrawn by this partner is rupees 24,000. Okay, now next important point is the calculation of number of months for which interest is to be calculated. Number of months for which interest is to be calculated. You see, Mr. Aman has withdrawn the amount at the beginning of every quarter. At the beginning of every quarter means interest is to be calculated from 1st April to 31st March. That is why here on this quarter, whatever the amount has been withdrawn by him, interest is to be calculated for the whole year. For how many months interest is to be calculated? For 12 months, because beginning of the quarter means, assume he has taken the amount on 1st April. Okay, 1st April. That is why 3 months are required to be included. That is why 3 months, 6, 9 and 12. That is why total number of months for which interest is to be calculated comes to 12 here. Next one is from 1st July to 31st March you calculate. You get how many months? 9 months you get, because 3 months have already gone here. First what you call the quarter has already gone. That is why here for 9 months we have to calculate. Next one is from October to March, how many months will come? Next quarter, 6 months. Then January to 31st March, total number of months comes to 3. That is why these are the months for which interest is to be calculated on his individual drawings. In the first quarter, he withdrew rupees 8,000. Therefore, 5% of 8,000 for 12 months is to be calculated as interest on his drawings. Next one is on his second drawings, interest at the rate of 5% is to be calculated on 8,000 for 9 months. If we calculate interest on drawing wise. But here what we are going to do, we are calculating interest on his total drawings by following what you call shortcut method. Okay, no need to calculate drawings on each and every individual drawings. Therefore, there is no need to calculate interest on each and every individual drawings. Better we can follow the shortcut method and calculate the interest on drawings. Okay, let us calculate the period for which interest is to be calculated in case of Mr. Suman. Number of months. Calculate. Very simple thing is there. Okay, let us calculate number of months in case of Mr. Suman for which interest is to be calculated. Here Mr. Suman has withdrawn the amount at the end of every quarter. At the end of every quarter means on 30th June he withdrew rupees how much? 6,000. That is why from 30th June to 31st March we have to calculate. That is why we get how many months? Only 9 months. For 9 months interest is to be calculated, because these 3 months are not supposed to be included, because at the end of third month he has withdrawn rupees 6,000. Next one is, just you see, second withdrawal was at the end of September. At the end of September. Why? Because he is withdrawing the amount at the end of every quarter. Therefore, second quarter ends on 30th September. First quarter ends on 30th June. That is why on 30th June he takes rupees 6,000. On 30th September he takes again rupees 6,000. That is why here interest is calculated for how many months? For 6 months, because from September, 30th September to 31st March we have to calculate. It comes to 6 months. Next one is, you see, this is his third quarter. He withdrew rupees 6,000. When he withdrew this one on 31st December, at the end of this quarter he has withdrawn rupees 6,000. Therefore, we need to calculate the period from 31st December to 31st March. It comes to how many months? Only 3 months. Next one is, see, this is the last quarter, fourth quarter. He has withdrawn rupees 6,000 on 31st March. He withdrew amount on 31st March. On 31st March means here 31st March is the date of closing of the accounts. That is why here the period for which interest is to be calculated on his last withdrawal comes to 0. Okay, first what we need to do? We need to calculate the period for which interest is to be calculated. Now we have to calculate average period of both the partners. What is the average period? Average period is equal to total number of months for which interest is to be calculated on his first quarter. See, here I write total number of months for which interest is to be calculated on his first quarter. Months of first quarter I write, simple, first quarter. Total number of months of first quarter, in the sense here I am going to take the period for which interest is to be calculated and plus total number of months for which interest is to be calculated on his last quarter or last withdrawal, you can write, no problem. Last withdrawal you can write is to be divided by 2. Okay, fine. Here total number of months in case of Mr. Aman 12 is there. Okay, here you take 12 months plus 3 months. This is the last withdrawal. That is why here 3 months is to be taken, is to be divided by 2. Here when we simplify this one, we get 7.5 months. Okay, 7.5 months. Next one is in case of Suman, what is to be done here? Total number of months for which interest is to be calculated on his first withdrawal or on his first quarter. How many months? 9 months. Next one is plus number of months for which interest is to be calculated on his last withdrawal or last quarter is 0 here, is to be divided by 2. That is why we get here 4.5 months as his average period. Okay, this is the way how average period is to be calculated. Now we calculate interest on drawings of partners. See how much Mr. Aman has withdrawn. Aman has withdrawn total amount of rupees 32,000 and Mr. Suman has withdrawn rupees 24,000. Therefore, simple thing is now we need to apply 5% of 32,000 for 7.5 months, 5% of 24,000 for 4.5 months. If we calculate whatever amount we get, that is nothing but total interest on drawings of both the partners. Okay, very simple thing is there now. Interest on drawings, you put the formula. Interest on drawings is equal to total amount withdrawn by the partner into rate of interest into average period. We have already calculated it. Okay, fine. In case of Aman, what is the total amount withdrawn by Mr. Aman? Rupees 32,000. What is the rate of interest? 5% is there. It is given in the problem. And average period we have already calculated. How to calculate average period, that you have to remember. If this concept is clear, then easily you can calculate interest on drawings. Okay, his average period is 7.5 months. 7.5 is to be divided by 12. Okay, now you simplify. Whatever the result you get, that is nothing but the total interest on drawings of Mr. Aman. We are going to get rupees 1,000. Next one is in case of Suman. Again, total amount withdrawn by Suman is given here, rupees 24,000 you take, 24,000. Rate of interest is same and average period is 4.5 months. 4.5 by 12. Here you simplify this one, 0, 0 cancel, 12 1s are 12, 12 2s are 24. Now then it comes to how much? 25 is 100 into 4.5. Just you remove 0, then it comes to rupees 450. This is the way how we calculate interest on drawings of partners in case if the amount is withdrawn at the beginning of every quarter or at the end of every quarter. I hope you understood the concept and better share this video to others as well so that they can also get the benefit of this. Okay, thank you.